Hey guys, thank you so much for signing up for the Face Reading Academy. First of all, welcome. Now, I'm really glad to have you here, and we're really excited as we are wrapping up and closing enrollments really soon. And just before classes begin, I just wanted to make sure that I had the chance to say a few important things before we begin. Now, this is about the advanced tier. I know some of you had jumped right in and maybe you hadn't had enough time to check out the details. Now, in the past, we also had many students who only realized that they wanted to upgrade themselves to the advanced tier because of the things they were hearing about from their friends, their peers who were already in that program. And unfortunately, because they've missed the deadline, they had to wait more than a year just so they had the option to do so. And once it's reopened in the programs like Chiman Academy, Global Trade Party, or even Feng Shui Academy, there wasn't an option to upgrade. So many of them had to sign up all over again just to get into the program. It'll be a disservice if I don't even try to get the message across to you right now. So watch this video that I've prepared. My team and I will be around if you have any questions about changing or upgrading to the advanced tier. Now, the advanced tier includes all the 10 core modules found in the basic program and much more. So remember, you're protected by my 30-day money-back guarantee. So here's the complete information about the program if you need it. So let's talk about why should you even consider the advanced tier. Well, there are over 7 billion of us on this planet. Granted, there are faces that probably look alike, but trust me, no one single face is exactly the same. It is impossible to have situational readings that cover all faces in the world. At best, it only provides the framework to recognize patterns of people with great accuracy. That's why face reading is an art and not an exact science. And because of this, to truly master the entire face reading subject, one must master the fundamentals of face reading itself. I call this the face reading canvas. And in a moment, I'll show you the details of what it consists. Now, who exactly should consider taking the advanced tier? For the first group of people, you want to take face reading all the way to an advanced or professional level, meaning you want to master not just the fundamentals, but the entire subject of this art. That's what the advanced tier is about. And once you understand every single component on the face, not just the 5 offices, but the forehead, the cheeks, the chin, the laughter lines, the philtrum, the entire structure of the face, down to the voice, the hair, the micro expressions, the entire package itself, then this advanced tier is for you. Now, although we call it a professional advanced level program, but it's not designed like as if you're going to study the old style classics and it's going to be all this boring text. I want to put it in such a way that you could actually use this immediately to read other people, and more importantly, how you could use this information to help other people. So if you're an existing business owner or you want to use this for your career and your career deals with a lot of people-centric matters, for example, in HR, management, doctor, you're a CEO, you're a leader, anywhere where you need to deal with people and you want to know more about people, well, then this is the complete picture of the entire art of face reading. And the second group of people I'm referring to are the influencers, or at least those who aspire to become influencers. Now, I'm not just talking about those who want to excel in influencing others on social media. I'm talking about, even those at home who feel that they could do more if they are able to influence their loved ones, able to understand better, and more so help them become better people. One of the things about face reading is the ability to combine different features and formulate a reading. You can only do that if you learn the entire structure of the face reading system. That's why we have an advanced tier. It's for you to understand not just fixed components on different situations, but in detail how each and every one of these components, and be able to think out of the box when these components combine, what sort of characteristics do they create. And so with this, you're able to analyze a character instead of just saying, if so-and-so have this mole or so-and-so have this type of nose, this is a sort of character. But now with combination of features, you're able to tell much more about that person, and more importantly, able to influence them further. Now, influencers can extend to people like doctors, or maybe you're a life coach, or maybe you're a healer. Anytime you need to deal with people, it's not just your art or your skill. You must be able to understand the other person how the other person receives or perceives information, or how that person feels internally. Once you understand the person from the other perspective, you are able to read it, not judge them, but understand them. You can better influence them, and then you can better do your job. That's why it's so important to get the entire complete picture or the entire system of the Chinese art of face reading. So this leads me to the second part of this video. Let me tell you what's inside the advanced tier program. After you have completed the 10 core modules in the basic program, I'll introduce you to the face reading canvas. Now, the face reading canvas is the entire roadmap of the advanced tier program. What it really consists of is these 4 major parts that you see right now. The main body of this is called the focus points. And then we have the modifiers to the focus points. This is extremely important. And then you have the extensions. And of course, I would think the most interesting of the entire advanced tier program are the mantles. Let me tell you what each and every segment here consists. Now, under the focal points, we are going to talk about the first lesson, which I think is a very important foundation for all art of face reading enthusiasts. It's called the 100-year map. Now, the 100-year map in the art of face reading is known as Pak Soito. On this map, each and every position represents one point in your journey in life. Now, it does represent a certain age, but it also represents a certain type of experience. So a lot of people didn't know this. They think, hey, I'm not going to live to 100 years old, so these points on point number 92 is not going to be that interesting for me. No, these points, although they also represent age, they also represent certain types of experiences. So when you combine the 100-year map with, let's say, the mantles, or maybe the modifiers, or perhaps some of the extensions, you will derive a totally different meaning for the person that you are reading. That's why face reading is a very dynamic art, and we start this whole process of the advanced tier with understanding the 100-year map. And did you know, actually, for ladies and for guys, the 100-year map is different? It's so important that for us to have a basis, a structure in which we build the entire face reading canvas on. Okay, so this is called the 100-year map. Guess what you could do with this in a quick moment, the moment you completed this first lesson? You're able to pinpoint exactly what type of adventure or nature or luck or fortune someone is going through just by understanding which point in life that person is going through. Now, the second lesson in the advanced tier program, it's called the cosmic architecture. This topic is a deep dive on the 12 palaces on the face. Now, the 12 palaces are a very important concept of all Chinese metaphysics. If you're studying even Bazi or you're studying purple star astrology, they are the 12 houses, the 12 aspects of a human life. So if you want to study specifically, let's say you want to talk about marriage life, or you want to talk about children, you want to talk about family, parents, you want to talk about their management of wealth, you want to talk about someone's career, travel or mobility, support, hired help. All this, there are certain areas on the face that actually govern that aspect for that individual. So when you understand the cosmic architecture, the entire nature of the 12 palaces, and more importantly, how they relate to one another, you can't just read face reading independently. Let's say I want to read the wealth, I just only look at the nose. That is an elementary approach. But when you come to an advanced approach, you have to look at combinations. Now, if you have studied Feng Shui or Bazi before, you realize the importance of having structure. A structure is a combination of different types of information where you create a new meaning together. That's what we're going to do by understanding the cosmic architecture. And that's lesson 2. And in lesson 3, we go deeper into face reading. We're going to talk about status, power, and money. Specifically, we're going to talk about the areas of the forehead, nose, and the cheekbones in relation to a person's acquisition of, let's say, reputation, their good name, their brand, and of course, more importantly, their authority. Now, you see, we don't just want to look at someone's fame from the face. We want to look at whether someone is able to contribute to the industry, contribute back to the community. Does he or she gain respect? Is he or she able to influence the culture of the entire industry or the entire tribe that he's leading? So all this has something to do with SPM, status, power, money. And we're going to emphasize, we're going to look at how these components on the face turn out and how you can read them. And more importantly, you'll be meeting a lot of people in your life. Some of these people could potentially be very influential. They might have very powerful status, or they could be, but they could be low profile right now. But with this technique, you should be able to identify those who have true status, true power, and of course, true wealth. And in the next module, I'm going to introduce you to a life less ordinary. Now, generally, when we talk about face reading, it's always about the eyes, the eyebrows, the nose and ears and all that. But what about the chin? What about the jawline? What about the laughter lines? All this plays a very, very important role in increasing or decreasing the capacity of influence of, let's say, the wealth palace, the status, the power, the money. So you can't just look at the individual areas of a face or just how the eyes look like or how dramatic or emotional someone is. But you can also look at whether someone has the background or the capacity to influence, or that wisdom. All this is hidden in the chin, the jawline, and the laughter lines. The closer the laughter lines, the lesser the sphere of influence. The wider the laughter lines, the bigger the sphere of influence. However, the thickness of the laughter lines plays an extremely important role, and it is related to, let's say, the arms and legs of a person if you're looking at the health perspective. So as you can see in the advanced tier, we're going to cover all grounds, and this is a very important component to complete your study. And at this point, we reached the halfway mark of our advanced tier program. I call this the mark of change. It's about recognizing one of the most widely asked questions in face reading: moles, veins, and wrinkles. Now, most people know about moles, but they don't know there are differences between maybe the color and the texture. And not only just the moles, there are veins. Some people have their veins exposed on certain parts of their faces. You can actually see that. And for some people, there are certain wrinkles. And wrinkles may come as you age, and some wrinkles might actually disappear. Where they appear, what do they mean, and how do they relate to how someone thinks, how someone feels, and what sort of journey they're going through in life? All these marks are marks of change. They are significant. They symbolize some form of experience, some form of activity in that person's journey. And you need to know how to identify that. And bear in mind, every piece of information you see here, they will reside in one of the 12 palaces. So it changes the quality of the reading of the state palace. That's why it's important to know about the moles, the veins, and the wrinkles. And after completing this module, then we take you deeper into the art of face reading. We're going to talk about the elements of life. While everybody has a 100-year map, while everybody has the 5 main offices of the face, everybody has the 12 palaces. But where these features appear, they have to appear on a base, a foundation. Hence, in this module, we're going to discuss head shapes. The shape is like the foundation, the backbone, the actual substance, the element itself. So if you have, for example, the dragon-shaped nose or the phoenix-shaped eyes, these two features will be very different on a water-shaped face than an earth-shaped face, because the face itself has an element, and that element is known as a structure. And that structure, the strength of the structure, is also determined by the hair and facial hair. Now, even if you don't have any hair, there's still a hairline. So the way we read the 100-year map, the way we read the 12 palaces, as well as the main features of the face, changes as we look at the face shapes, the hair, as well as the facial hair. Now you may say, yeah, but I'm a lady, I don't have any facial hair. Really, some people actually do have a little bit of a mustache, all right? So that actually changes the entire outcome of reading the philtrum as well as reading the lips for that person. So we must know the elements of life. And moving deeper into the art of face reading, this leads us to the window to the soul. Now we want to understand someone from an emotional level. What drives that person? What sort of nature? What motivation? That emotional energy itself. So how do we read that? We go deep dive in this module into the structure, the nature of the eyes. We don't just discuss the eyes, but we also discuss the spirit of the eyes, or you may say the energy level. How about the eyebrows? Eyebrows, not just the hairline. It's talking about the structure. Now, we need to read the eyebrows in relation to the eyes. In the art of face reading, the eyes is like the emperor. The eyebrows are like the left and right assistants of the emperor. They go hand in hand. So you can't read the eyes alone and not look at the eyebrows. For example, I'll give you an example. Now, for some of you, you might know the god of war, right? The god of war is called Guan Gong. Now, Guan Gong has very fierce set of eyes, very powerful because he's a warrior. He goes out to fight, he takes care of his people, he's loyal, he has strength. But what if you cover his eyebrows? The moment you cover his eyebrows, even the eyes are powerful, immediately the person's energy reduces. Or you have eyebrows like the Quan Kong, like the God of War, with very powerful eyebrows, but your eyes are weak. If you have weak eyes, the entire reading changes. So this is a yin and yang. Just because you have vision and leadership, you have courage to chase your dreams, it doesn't mean that you will succeed. You need to also look at the wisdom, the intelligence of that person. If the ears matches the eyes and eyebrows, you're looking at someone who is very wise, who is able to turn knowledge into practical applications. If you have great eyes and great eyebrows, but the ears do not match the structure, then you're looking at someone who has courage and maybe have determination, but not very wise in turning bad experiences into important lessons to propel him or her forward. So these three is the iron triangle. You need to learn this together in order to penetrate the window to the soul. And then in the next lesson, we're going to talk about legacy. In face reading, generally you can divide it into 4 different phases. The first phase is about early childhood that shapes your thoughts and your beliefs in life. And then the second part is talking about your youth, where you are pursuing your career, you're deciding your direction in life, or you're trying to establish your business and your team. And the next part is talking about settling down, the family and the children. And the last part, which is the most important, and that's the lower part of the phase, that talks about your legacy. Now, legacy is what you leave behind. Legacy is what you have created and what impact you have made after you're gone. So to discuss legacy, we study the mouth, the teeth, as well as the philtrum. Now, some of you don't know, hey, you mean the teeth is part of face reading? Yes, it is. The teeth structure, how it is exposed, whether the upper teeth overlaps the lower teeth or lower teeth overlaps the upper teeth, or whether they are the same, or whether or not you have sharp teeth, whether the teeth are separated. Every structure is important in determining the mouth shape as well as the philtrum shape, in which its entirety determines what you leave behind. Okay, so people think, hey, this is about your old age. No, it's not. It's about how you express your ideas. It's about whether your life did matter. It's about whether or not you have fulfillment, or whether or not you enjoy your success. If you only have financial achievements but you don't have fulfillment, that's not true success. So how do we see this? We look at these 3 important points. And finally, I left my favorite topic to the end. This is called the secret verses of face reading. In Chinese, we call this 火鸡歌. In face reading, one of the most famous verses are known as the secret verses or the secret songs of face reading. In this module, I will help you dissect, explain, and show you what each of these secret verses mean. Now, once you mastered the secret verses, you can perform face reading just like that. Learning face reading is like a big cycle. First, you start easy, and then there is the peak where it gets a little bit sophisticated and complicated. That's the first 8 modules of the advanced tier. And finally, you go back down to where the secret verses are. It sort of summarizes everything in the first 8 modules into specific sentences and specific poems. So the ancient manuscripts of face reading, they summarize this into codes. And for those who have cracked the code, they become masters of face reading. And that's what I want to help you achieve in this final module. So there you go. These 9 specific modules make up the face reading canvas of the advanced tier program. So this is part 3 of our video today. Let me give you the details on why this is an investment that you can't lose. Now, there are a total of 9 modules in the Advanced Tier Face Reading Academy program. If you sign up for any one of these advanced modules as a standalone with any reputable masters in Hong Kong or Taiwan outside, you probably incur at least $1,000 just to be able to learn one specific topic. And this is absolutely true. To say that each of these modules are worth at least $1,000 would be an understatement. Let me tell you a personal story. Back in 1999, I went to Hong Kong with the limited funds I have at that time because I was a fresh grad, just started my career in metaphysics, and I went all the way to Hong Kong to understudy face reading with a very famous Master Lam, and he was the celebrity master at that time. He does consults for all the business tycoons in Hong Kong and around the world. And the reason I know him is because back in 1991, when I was still a kid at that time, I saw a TV program. Some of you might remember this program. It's called San Ki Musin Hin San Tong. At that time, this program there was this master and he was talking about face reading, was teaching face reading stuff. So I got really interested in face reading as a result, watching him do that live reading back then. And that's why when I started my career in metaphysics, I wanted to master this art. I wanted to look for the best in this field at that time. At that time, his classes is once a week. And because I live in Malaysia, it's so difficult for me to actually spend like 5 months in Hong Kong learning every single week in a classroom setting. So I asked the master, is it possible for me to do a private study with you and you could teach me your face reading? I already have some background in metaphysics. I won't be a complete beginner. So he said, not a problem. I can teach you, but each lesson is $1,000 US. At that time, in 1999, I was like 21, 22 years old, and for me to cook up this amount of money, it's almost my entire life saving, because he told me I need 40 lessons to learn from him to at least get to the basic level. Now this is back then more than 20 plus years ago. This master has since passed on already, and the face reading lessons that I learned at that time has totally served me a lifetime. When I graduated from university, I started a metaphysics career. I have no experience in managing a business or hiring people or even working with clients. I only know how to do feng shui at that time. And with face reading, it has allowed me to understand people better, to lead people better, to hire the right type of people, to work with the right type of people. And over time, I've managed to build the empire that it is today. In fact, most of the time today, even if I do a Bazi reading or feng shui reading or Qi reading, I'll be looking at the face. And here's one incident that totally impressed me and that got me to agree to study with Master Lam back in 1999. Master Lam said this to me, 我揸住你嘅腳趾就可以講你一生嘅命運. In English, it means all I need to do is hold your toe and I'm able to tell your entire destiny. I'm like, what? You mean you can read toes? Basically, he looked at me and said, no, I'm not reading your toe. If I hold your toe, I still need to look at your face to tell you what it means. So by looking at your face, I already know your destiny. That impressed me a lot, because with what Master Lam could do at that time, he could look at anyone and basically understand the person's nature, character, and even that supposed future as a result of that character. That's what I learned at that time, but it was very expensive. And then subsequently, after a couple of years, back in 2007, I was teaching this program. At that time, I was teaching a very technical aspect of it, and some of the students did drop out because it was too technical. So over the years, with so much more experiences with dealing with business people and consult and clients, today I've restructured the entire syllabus. Whatever I've learned technically from the past, as well as my own experience, I formulated the advanced tier program. So this leads us back to the question of your investment that you're about to make today. It's not going to cost you $9,000. It's not even going to cost you $5,000. The investment that you'd make today is only $1,997. And it's for the entire advanced tier program, which includes everything that is already available in the basic program, along with this entire advanced topics that I talked about just now. Now, if this is a stretch for you at this moment, you can also take advantage of the easy payment options that we have. Now, if you take the 12-month plan, you can begin learning the entire face reading program for just $220 a month. Now, full disclosure here, it is a slightly cheaper option if you take a one-time payment option. Choose one of the options that best suits you. Now, at $220 a month, that's equivalent to one large cup of Starbucks a day. Now, if having one less or one more Starbucks is not an over or underindulgence for you, and if investing slightly over $7 a day isn't going to make a dent on your lifestyle, then I strongly recommend that you guys join me in the advanced tier program. Do it for you. What I'll teach you is face reading, but what you really get is a tool that could transform your life and make you master the art of winning with people. Now, I'm going to give you a little extra push here to encourage you to join us at the advanced tier program. First of all, your tickets to my 3-day Thrive event held in Singapore will be upgraded to platinum tickets. And it's not just your ticket, you get to bring a partner along sitting in the same platinum zone. Platinum tickets means that you get to sit in front, closer to the stage, and you'll have VIP access to the hall much earlier than the rest of the people. Thrive 2019 in Singapore will be different from my previous Thrive events because this time we're going to be featuring face reading for 2019. But that's not all. If you're part of the first 100 that enroll in the Advanced Day program, you'll also get 2 tickets to my inaugural Face Reading Academy live. Now, this is the first time I'm running this event ever. That means it's a much smaller group that you'll be spending time with me, and we'll be talking a lot about face reading and advanced techniques in that program. So everyone in that event has done the Face Reading Academy. The live events are going to bring your learning to a whole new level, and I'm really confident that you're going to enjoy it very much. If you're ready, there should be a button on this page right now. Click on the button below and we'll begin our journey together. Face reading will change your life in a good way. It has served me and helped me in my personal and professional life, and I'm sure this will do the same for you. And I know it will definitely help you in all aspects of your life. Now, if you've watched all my training videos, I'm sure you already have a voice in your head right now who's decided that he or she wants to do this. Some of you would have already seen the impact, while some of you are already imagining this kind of impact it would make on the work that you do day in, day out. Now, if you're really serious about this, then I urge you to take action right now. And just in case you really cannot decide today, then don't try to decide right now. Just join the program first, indulge yourself and soak yourself in all the lessons, try it out for yourself, see for yourself what this can really do for you. You have 30 days to let me know if this works out for you. And if it doesn't, you know the drill, just let me know and you're off the hook. No lengthy forms, no procedures, and we'll still be friends. And perhaps a year later, when you are more ready, you can rejoin us then. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you shortly inside the program.